Governor Nikki Haley says South Carolina lawmakers are trying to hide money in the state budget so they can then tell state agencies how to spend it. Today she announced what she's vetoed from the budget. 7 News Capitol reporter Robert Kittle has more on what Haley says lawmakers are trying to do with your tax dollars.
Governor Haley says next year's budget has a lot of good in it, including more money for schools and pay raises for teachers. There's also new money to fight domestic violence.
The one that made the biggest difference in the budget this year for domestic violence is we added 144 new prosecutors to prosecute domestic violence cases.
She did not get the income tax cut she asked for, but lawmakers did pass an income tax cut for military retirees with at least 20 years of service. But she says there's also some bad in the budget. She vetoed 51 items. The governor vetoed $41.1 million in what she says is pork, pet projects, and earmarks. She says lawmakers will hide money in an agency's budget, and the agency directors don't even know what it's for. Some are hidden earmarks, and some are what are called pass-throughs. That's money that's in an agency's budget, but it just passes through and then is spent somewhere else. She says there are a lot of hidden earmarks.
The pass-throughs are just as bad because when you go and you have a legislator that goes to my director and says, I gave you $75,000, this is where that money is supposed to go, that's wrong. I mean, you just can't do that. Our directors are not supposed to do that.
She says she'll work with lawmakers to stop that, saying if they want to spend your tax money on something, if it's worth it, they should be willing to fight for it openly. And she plans to issue an executive order to have all her cabinet agencies look for any pass-throughs that are in their budgets. In Columbia, Robert Kittle, 7 News.
State lawmakers will go back to Columbia next week to vote on whether to override any of those budget vetoes. They're also allowed to finish work on some bills that were still up in the air when they adjourned, like ethics reform.